Welcome back to Better Life with Jake and Paul. I'm Jake. That's Paul over there. He's got the bigger screen. That's because I haven't adjusted the metrics today. So you get the bigger screen today, Paul.
I'm honored.
Yeah, so that's cool. Welcome back. You have a haircut. That's new.
Yes, yeah, I did get lined up
Yeah,
today, this morning.
your microphone is more than just a prop this week. That's good.
I know, that is
That's
funny.
good. We should probably explain that. Episode 19. It might not be as quality because Paulito forgot to change his input from his microphone on his laptop to the microphone that he paid for. Well, I guess he paid for both of them, but this other, the one that you can see here, that other microphone, that one. Maybe you can't see because most people listening are just
In my
downloads.
defense, you never noticed.
That's correct. I did not notice. But at the same time, it sounded pretty good. There was only one time where I was like, what the fuck? And then I thought it was just like a connection issue because, Cox Communications is less than acceptable on their communications. So I just figured it was something like that. But no, it was just that we had a non-working microphone. And once you get the converter, that'll help too. Yeah. But anyway, that has nothing to do with what the show's about.
No, I mean, we promised 2 shows last week, and we delivered 1.
We did.
And I'm not apologetic about it.
I'm not sorry at all.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about it, I guess, in that the Paul Brother episode we did. But this was it was a card that I was staying away from, kind of gambling-wise.
Yeah.
I didn't really trust the main events and the co-main event. Anything with 5 rounds, you didn't want to put money on, and the odds were just kind of all over the place. Do you feel not good that I did pick Lauren Murphy as an underdog, but it was like a plus 120? But yeah, I mean,
you know,
when the headline of the card is Nate Diaz getting a 1-2 in the 24th minute of a fight,
Yeah, dude. No, I mean Nate Diaz is gonna. I mean he's gonna go down as one of the gods. Is there a UFC Hall of Fame? Is that the thing?
that is a thing.
Okay, is Nate Diaz gonna be in it?
He'll be in it.
Who's in there now? Probably Couture.
So they have different wings, actually. So I think there are 3 wings, and one of them's controversial. But they have the Pioneers wing, where they threw like the Fertitas and like referees and judges, like Bruce Buffer. Is in there, for example,
like
and he deserves to be in there.
The
He's not a fighter,
non-fighters, the non-fighters for the most part.
Yeah, and then they have the Fighter Hall of Fame. So you got like BJ Penn's in there, Rashad Evans is in there, I think Bisping's in there.
Is Couture in there?
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I would be kind of shocked if he wasn't.
I hope so.
And then there's the 3rd wing, which is the fights, which is like Gilbert Melendez and Diego Sanchez. So like Diego Sanchez isn't in the Hall of Fame, but one of his fights is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I mean, if you can't be in the Hall of Fame, if one of your fights is in the Hall of Fame, that's at least pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
You
get
it's
the
something.
Ceremony,
Yeah,
you get the highlight reel. They play it for everyone at the arena. You get a seat in the front row.
Yeah, and not only that, it's kind of like when I was in this group called Civil Air Patrol. Remember when I was a cadet? And I went to this academy where you could solo an airplane if you were good enough to fly by yourself. And I did it after 7 hours of learning. I soloed an airplane by myself. And I got my solo wings. But there's another class that you can get for people who did not get there, and it's called the pre-solo. And that's what if you can perform the actions of a solo with a CFI in the plane, so you're more comfy. And like so many more people got that, and it was just kind of like you did stuff. It's good. Still good. You still flew an airplane all by yourself. Just that there was someone over here. Still good. You still got a war wing. He's not a full-on Hall of Fame member, but he still gets to be there in some respects.
Yeah, it's cool. And then there's an actual like facility there, like a UFC museum.
Oh shit! Where is that? Here in Vegas?
It should be.
Fuck! I'm googling this right now. Hold up. Because if so, I'm gonna go like it's fucking field trip, and I'll report back. UFC Hall of Fame. I'll make like a video. I'll go on a tour. Holy shit!
You do like an Alex Jones infiltration.
Undercover. I find them.
Yeah. Where are the sponsors?
I find former presidents and sponsors, and I find Adidas and shit, and they're in the back room in like robes burning an effigy.
Yeah. They have featherweights fighting for title shots against Conor.
Man,
in the basement.
I don't see an address. I don't see how the fuck I get here. I just see the website for it.
Oh, that'd be so hilarious if it was in Abu Dhabi.
Dude,
Like,
it would be
museums
so
in Abu
fucking
Dhabi.
funny if it was overseas.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's in Canton, Ohio, dude.
It's in Ohio. OH. Wow, that's hilarious. It's in Ohio. But the
Wait,
building
never mind.
permits were
Never
generous.
mind. Google done fucked with me. I'm sorry, Google
Okay.
fucked with me. That was the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It just brought me that. I don't know why you gave me that fucking.
Okay, well, when you find a
Las
solid
Vegas.
address,
I found it. I
There it
found it. I found it. It's right, dude. It's near me. We already know. We already know I'm going on
Yeah.
a field trip now. I'm gonna make some phone calls after this. If my
You're
phone
gonna-
works long
you
enough
should
to
put the
do
belt
that.
on.
You tried to call me and you said that my phone doesn't work.
Yes. that's
Try.
correct.
Okay, I'm gonna try to call you right here in front of everyone so we can see if it works. Me calling you. Well, I did. I've been calling you all morning.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, it just went like your number was offline for a little bit, but either way.
Well, I did not have an antenna on my phone for a bit. I dropped it in water,
Antenna.
and then I dropped it in water, and it kind of cracked the ground a little, and then water got into it, and it kind of gave me the like
I can't.
this is not good signal for quite a bit, but now it kind of works.
When you say antenna, you mean the little icon, right? Not a physical antenna.
No, there's literally an antenna inside of this phone.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you take
inside.
apart
I
the
thought you were
phone,
talking like
on the
literally
rim-
from like 2004, where you're like,
No. So in the phone, there's a thin piece of fucking metal, and it lines the whole back of it, and then there's a wire about that fucking thick, and it connects it to the back of the phone. If you drop it hard enough, you can sever that wire. And so, homeboy, I'm pretty sure went ahead and took care of that. And if it wasn't the drop, then it was the water that took care of it. So, yeah.
You get all things here at Better Life.
You do. You get to find out tech support. You learn about how our phone calls go. Yeah, our phone calls go like this. This is how our phone calls actually go. It's literally how you hear it on the podcast.
Yeah,
So
this is very authentic.
it's very authentic. Okay, we should talk about shit. Because
yeah, so I guess
June
the other
19th
storyline's really Moreno. That's the feel good story.
Yeah, Moreno for sure.
The first Mexican-born champion in the UFC.
Oh, cool, man.
Kind of, yeah. And I don't know how much I play into it, but apparently the big media guys have like really brought into it, and they have done like Ultimate Fighter Latin America, and they have a
Yeah,
performance
but that's
in Mexico.
That's not the same. That's not the same, you know. That's like Britain's Got Talent. Like, no one wants to fucking watch that. Everyone wants to watch America's Got Talent.
Yeah, but they finally have their champ, and I mean Moreno's parents run a company that makes piñatas.
Really?
It sounds like a joke. It literally sounds like a joke. But you watch like all the videos of him, like not like the countdown videos, and it's literally like his family making piñatas, and he's like he loves Legos, and he has like videos of him making Legos and like opening Funko dolls and stuff. Like he's a quirky, like fun dude.
Yeah,
Like, there's
dude. Well, he was born in Tijuana too.
And he trains there.
He still
Yeah.
trains in Tijuana? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
check it out.
yeah.
Fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. God damn. And he's been fighting since 2011. So he was what? He was born in 93, 2011. He was born at the end of 93, though. So he's 27 right now. 2011. Why can't I do math? What is that, like 16?
He's 27, what?
How old was he when he started fighting? 16, 17?
Oh yeah, he's probably 17. Yeah.
It looks like he has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Raul Arvizu. I'm butchering that, and I feel like shit because that guy probably
What's
could snap
what's
me like a
crazy
twig.
is so when Demetrius Johnson was like the kingpin of the division, remember they like sold Demetrius Johnson for Ben Askren,
Mhm.
and there were talks they were going to close the division, and they were doing like Ultimate Fighter shows to get like title shots.
Yeah.
He was getting kind of screwy over there, and then Davison becomes their champion. He's like knocking the lights out of people.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Moreno gets cut from the UFC. He gets 3 fights on regional circuits, comes back, gets a draw.
Yeah, against. He gets a draw against Davison. Yeah.
Well, before he fought Davison, he had a draw
Dave.
against Askar Askarov. So it's like that's his
Really?
comeback fight. It's this draw, yeah, on the prelims.
Oh, I see
So
it here.
then-
Yeah. Well, then and then
they were just running out of people to feed Figueiredo.
Well, he got
like-
he fought Kai. He fucking
Yeah, kind of garbrands.
yeah. He fought Brandon Roval.
Royval.
Yeah, and that was a
Yeah, I
fucking
mean those
technical
are good
knockout.
wins, but it's like this was such a big step up in competition, and you just see him like come out like hands up, wicked jab, and he took the fight to Figgy.
Do you think
And
people listening to this get really pissed off that I can't emphasize or can't pronounce these names properly?
nobody can pronounce the names properly
Okay,
unless you
good,
get paid to do it.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not. Don't take it personally. I'm just a fucking idiot most times. Well, he has 5 losses and all of them are by decision. So you can't really fucking. I mean, he hasn't been knocked out one time. Technical or otherwise. So it's pretty. Yeah.
No, but he's definitely a victim of the background of the division, where if you look at like the landscape of what was happening, he was just like not on the right side of things. Like when they were talking about like cutting the entire division, and like I remember when TJ Dillashaw moved down, there was real conversation that TJ was going to move down, beat Cejudo, and they were just going to can the entire division.
Right.
And luckily Cejudo like defended it, and remember Cejudo was running around. He's like, I saved the flyweights,
Yeah.
and like then immediately moved
And then
up 10 pounds.
Yep, and then immediately abandoned the flight. And then immediately abandoned the division that he was so proud of. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so it's Moreno's finally the champ that they wanted. This is a feel good story.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's one of those. This is what he did. What we all wanted. Fucking what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. When she came back, Ronda Rousey. He did what we wanted Ronda to do. We wanted Ronda to come back and fucking stick it to the man and fucking come back. And then she ended up coming back and lasting about 14 seconds, very much like me in bed. And it was just terrible.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is it turns out like Santa's not real, in terms of Ronda. But Moreno's done like the hard work. Like the guy's always training from the people around him. Like even Cejudo came out, the former champ came out and like this guy deserves everything. I've trained with him and like.
Can you help me understand what went wrong with Ronda Rousey? How did she go from the champ to nothing so quickly? Like what happened?
I think the best way, because you can talk abstractly about like attention and like do you want it and like the drive and
right
stuff.
Well, no, other than that, like let's talk about for
like
real factors here.
I think the factually speaking, I think the level of athleticism in the division caught up to her.
Okay, so she was ahead of her time basically.
Well, she was an Olympian.
Well, okay. Do you remember when? Okay, like remember when her fights first started coming out, and it was drawing in like more fans than most of the men's fights. Like, if not, like there was a time when Ronda owned the UFC.
Well, she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She had an attitude.
Yeah, she was fucking hot. She had all of it. She had all of it, and she would just beat the fucking shit out of people when she got. I mean, she got fucking dirty. And so,
it would be kind of confusing where you'd see like Ronda and she'd be in like a black hoodie and she'd be like devastating a heavy bag, and you're watching Mike Tyson. He's like, girl's got hands. And then you'd go like to her opponent and her opponent's like making breakfast for her 2 kids. And it's like, yeah, I got into it to get into fitness. Or like, they're like, how'd you get into combat sports? You're like, well, for fitness, I got into it. I became a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and Ronda's an Olympian at like her teenage years.
Right.
Like there was just such a giant deficit. Like, I mean, I don't want to make fun of like anyone, but I mean, Betch Correa is a legal assistant in Brazil.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And Ronda knocked her out on pay-per-view in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and, well...
She met her boyfriend, maybe fiance, I don't know her status, I don't claim to, but like through
Ronda?
kickboxing classes.
Ronda?
No, Betch Correa.
Okay.
But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different level. Like,
you
got trophies and Olympic medals on the walls, and like these people are like, meeting their boyfriends who are kickboxing coaches.
Yeah, and like have kids and a husband and shit.
Yeah, I mean, now I don't want to talk about that shit at all, but like, I can just imagine it happens a lot. Like coaches that just gaslight their students. Like Eddie Bravo has this amazing story of like Bangkok Ready, where he like had one of his jiu-jitsu students like wanted to get into MMA, and he took like 2 weeks of kickboxing classes and then just got murdered.
Yeah,
and,
I'm sure you would.
Yeah, exactly. But the guy said that he was Bangkok ready.
Fuck yeah, okay. Well, whatever makes you fucking happy at night, I guess. I would argue that he was not Bangkok ready after 2 weeks of kickboxing. Eddie Bravo, I love Eddie, love you, dude. You're a little crazy though. You're a little fucking crazy, and you say some weird shit sometimes. But I love you, man. You're hilarious. But Jesus Christ. On the other hand, it's like, hey, man, the moon exists. Okay, like, can we start there with the moon being real? Can we?
Well, I think it's so funny that he'll do these like jujitsu tournaments, and they're like totally legal, but with like the most absurd prizes. Like, like I remember he was selling a year like subscription to like a weed service or whatever, and he's standing there with this giant bag of cannabis.
And that was the winner?
Like a bank robber.
And the winner got that bag of weed?
Yeah, the High Rollers tournament. It's just so confusing, and you're like, wait, what is actually like going on here?
Well, I've been known to grow my own plants myself.
Legally,
obviously, dude. I live like the cop. I have actual cops that walk by my door every day. They've asked me for my card, which I have happily provided because I do not want to go to jail. I do look. This can't go to jail. I would not make it in jail. I would die so quick. I would be the bitch. I would be bottom bitch, and it would not be good. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. I can't go to jail, so I get the card. I paid the state their fucking $300 that they asked for to grow it, and then they take samples and they make sure that it's not fucking like, laced with shit or whatever. But yeah, I just got a couple that I grow outside my house, and what's nice about it is like when you buy weed, you get such a different appreciation for weed than when you grow it. Because when you grow it, each plant can give you a fucking pound of plant. Like you can get literal. Because you can grow up to 6 plants. So I've got 6 female plants growing a pound each. That's 6 pounds of marijuana that I'm going to get from a single harvest. So like, you could turn around, and if I had like the license to sell, which I don't, I can only grow it and then keep it for my own purposes. Which, trust me, I do use all of it. But fucking, what am I trying to go for here? I don't know. I'm stoned. I just took a hit before
Talking about
this.
Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, that bag probably, if you're growing your own plants, that bag probably is only like 5-6 plants. If you wanted to grow it yourself, you could just get that bag yourself. Just spend three months of your life growing some plants, and you'll have a whole year for yourself too.
Yeah, that's not what I was getting at. It's more like how we make fun of Triller for not being a legitimate event.
Well, yeah, but Eddie knows it's not a legitimate event.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's not pretending either. He thinks he's in it for the memes too. I mean, he's fucking Dogecoin of the MMA world. He's the AMC stock.
Yeah, I mean, his school of jiu-jitsu is kind of all over the place. Like just the rubber guard. Like he was kind of the pioneer of the rubber guard and
What's
stuff.
that?
So it's this position where you take your regular guard, but you put one leg up and you hold your ankle over the shoulder.
So that it's more locked in there?
Yeah, and you work on one shoulder manipulation. Like Tony Ferguson's got a really good rubber guard.
Okay.
Not a lot of guys use it because if you hold on to it, you can get stacked and passed really easily. But in jiu-jitsu, it's death because you can grab the guy's, like, the back of his shoulder, his lapel, and just hold him there because you can't slam people in jiu-jitsu either. So you tie people into pretzels.
Yeah, you just knot them up and just wait, submit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just crazy to see how complex that is. But I almost kind of like, because I'm going through my notes here, and that you brought up Ronda, because Ronda, as an Olympian, you compare her to Clarissa Shields, for example, last week, as 2-time Olympic boxing gold medalist, undefeated boxer, just like. Girl's amazing, and she took on a 3-6 girl who took her down, mounted her, and it showed serious holes in her game. And Brittany Elkin, and respect to Brittany Elkin, that girl really put it on Clarissa. But Clarissa's hand speed, just championship mentality, she's Olympian, she's a dog, and she went out there and knocked out Brittany. And it's just crazy to see Clarissa because I don't know. if you put them in like a hypothetical matchup between like Clarissa and Ronda, I don't know. That would be interesting. Because
Yeah,
Clarissa showed that she can survive on the ground.
right.
I'm sure Ronda would get the armbar. In all actuality, I'm sure Ronda, like, if she found her way on the ground, she would like finish her because she's so much better than Brittany Elkin.
So
But,
this might be a dumb question, but do you think Ronda's done for good?
oh yeah,
You think she's
oh,
absolutely
I think she's actually pregnant.
well, that doesn't mean shit. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. You know, like she can have the kid and come back. Like,
She's in a different phase of her life.
okay, I wasn't sure if she
Yeah.
was gonna do like a Floyd where like 3 years later she takes a YouTube fight or some shit. You know, like it's weird.
Oh god, that would be awful.
That would
I'm
suck.
not ready for that phase of MMA. I mean,
I
dude,
hope
we
not.
had Caitlyn. So, oh my gosh, I got this. My girlfriend, she's telling me about this fight between Lamar Odom and then some Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
Some guy. She had to explain to me what this was. I didn't even know the event's real, but I watch it and it's celebrity boxing. Like, apparently, there's this offshoot of it where former athletes, and then there's like that YouTubers versus TikTokers that happened. Like, apparently that happened last week too.
Yeah, that happened on that was 3 days ago. Lamar Odom locks
Yeah.
out Aaron Carter in celebrity boxing match, in let's see, Atlantic City.
Yeah, so for those of you that are like, oh, they have a podcast about MMA, about sports, this, that, and the other, it's we do, but we're not degenerates. Like, this is
That's
news
correct.
to me.
That's correct. I'm also reading a news report right now to get information because I had no
Yeah,
fucking idea
I saw
about
that
this either.
DJ Khaled performed, and that's about all I know.
I have not gotten to that part of the article yet, if he did. It looks like, let's see, Carter seemed to take his loss in stride. Quote, I got punched in the throat so hard that shit was so fun. I actually had a blast, so y'all can say what you want. But I don't see you at 6 foot fighting a giant. Takes a bow, asterisk, end quote.
I don't
In another
think it looked
tweet,
like fun.
in another tweet, Carter called his fight, quote, 5 seconds of fame, end quote. And, quote, I did my best, end quote.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I mean,
the
he
way to
definitely-
lose, bro.
He definitely did his best.
It's just not the way to lose. Who is Aaron Carter, by the way?
I have no idea.
Is he,
My girlfriend knows.
Is he
About from childhood.
former NBA star? Oh, no, Lamar Odom. Yeah, Lamar Odom. But
Hey,
who
Lamar
the
Odom's
fuck?
a
Yeah, but who the
basketball
fuck
player.
is Aaron Carter?
But yeah, I watched the highlights and it's just confusing. It's like, I'm glad to see that this celebrity boxing is dying. That it's over. We're probably going to have Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight. That'll probably see, but I don't think Logan Paul takes it.
Oh, he was
I don't know. I've been wrong before.
He's a preteen artist, so he wrote for music in the 90s, establishing himself as a star among preteen audiences during the first years of the 21st century with 4 studio albums. So he was like one of those Simple Plan type bands. Like, you didn't get invited to Jessica's birthday party, so now you have to listen to like the sad songs all day in your room. How is shit? That's your pinnacle of your career. You're in your fucking 30s, and your music's pinnacle is preteen girls who didn't get invited to the goddamn birthday party, so they sit and cry and write in their notebooks listening to your music. That's what you've accomplished in life. Good job. That's what you've done.
You get to be knocked out by Lamar Odom.
You also get to get really stupid tattoos on your face.
Yeah, I mean it's just. I'm glad we most likely don't have to do another like performance art boxing podcast, at least for a while.
I'm not. I can't. We can't handle much more of it. That's the thing. I'm trying. I try to get
critical mass.
Yeah. It's like we're this close. We're this close to letting the uranium go fucking critical. We're that close, and then it's an explosion, and it's fucking Chernobyl. We can't live in the apartment anymore. It's terrible.
It was like they're saying on Rogan's podcast, where it's like that's why the aliens haven't landed. They keep plunging themselves into the sea because it's like they keep just aborting plans.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
They're coming
Like,
in. They're like, wait, we can
Aaron
finally
Carter, Lamar Odom, abort.
get in the water. Get in the water.
They just can't reveal
They're
themselves
coming in.
yet.
The Emperor's coming down, and they're like, "Oh my God, Jake Paul got another fight. Get out of here! It's on Showtime. Back to space. We got to get the fuck out of here." And then the triangle heads back to the mothership. Yeah, why not?
Time's not right.
Man, did you see? Speaking of this, I know this isn't UFC or sports related at all, but did you see China launched and manned a spaceship, or launched and manned a space station in less than a month?
No, but I
They
mean,
launched their own space station and then put people on it in less than a month. That's fucking crazy. The Americans, well, first of all, the Americans and Russians built the ISS because the Americans, after the fall of the Soviet Union, the Americans kept funding the Soviet space program, well, the Russian space program now, because otherwise scientists would go work for any state that had launch capabilities, and they were like, no, we'd like to know where our enemies are. So they just kind of kept their program going by helping build this ISS. And now China's got their own spaceship, and they're like, we don't know how to steer this motherfucker, because they don't. They already crashed one of their rockets into the goddamn, African area.
Gosh, how funny was that? That the committee comes out and wags their finger at China for accidentally launching a spaceship into the ocean.
Right, and the best we got is don't do it. That was naughty. That's the best. That it's like the world committees are so fucking pointless. All you do is write letters and sternly talk to people. Like, do you think anyone gives a fuck? Netanyahu doesn't. Netanyahu just lost his seat last night, and he's still laughing at the UN.
Oh man, I don't want to just. Do we just spiral out of control here on the podcast? Go into the triangle.
That's like the old days. That was like when we first started. Yeah.
What is the beautiful love story between science and government and money?
Yeah,
because that's really what it is. It's science, government, and a love of capitalism. It's both sides. They need it. You can't do anything without money, and there are dollar bills to make in space. Like, you think it's like any reason Bezos and these billionaires, Elon Musk, are trying to go into space? It's like there's so much money out there. There's so much untapped potential, and that's what it is. Like, if you look throughout history, like empires made it through conquest. They went to new areas, uncharted, new information. That's how they got ahead. Yeah. Oh man, if we're gonna get a history lesson.
No. I'm totally on board with this. Now, trust me. Okay. Trust me. The next frontier, if not space, and then after space, we're gonna go deep into the mines, but we're not ready as humans yet to get deep into fucking taking too many mushrooms and DMT and try to connect to the other end. That's not where we're going yet with this show. We're going to hold that for later when people are ready with the crazy. For now, the final frontier is space. And all you have to do, like you just said, watch what the rich people are doing. All the rich people want resources from asteroids and other planets. That's why every time we get to the moon, we're drilling for water. Yes, but there's water here. We can make fuel with this and all this. Every resource is for us to fucking exploit.
Well, the thing is, everyone kind of looks through rose-colored glasses. So I have a biology degree, right? And everyone's like, I remember a professor told me that it's like everyone with a science degree is a child of Darwin.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's like, that's really great. But Darwin wouldn't have been able to tell the difference between a science expedition and a military expedition because he was invited to the Galapagos by a military, like a Navy man. That's why he was there to study. He wasn't on this benevolent, whatever. The Navy went there and conquered land, and that's how he was able to study the finches.
For sure.
So it's like, you can call it capitalism, you can call it military conquest, you can call it Space Force. You can literally call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it's untapped potential.
Yep.
It's also a belief in the future, and that's where we get really hand waving and we start to hug each other and do we believe in the future of humanity, or we believe in the future of the dollar at the end of the day. So,
the future of the dollar.
Yeah.
Future of the dollar. Russia just abandoned all their dollar stuff. I don't know if you knew that, but every dollar asset that Russia had, they just got rid of. They're transitioning all of their dollar assets into gold assets.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm not a world economist, I don't really know, but what I do know is people that have faith in the future offer giant lines of credit at low interest rates.
I do know
and
that.
The less hope in the future there is, the higher the interest rates, and the less you're going to be able to get that loan to do whatever you want.
That's correct. I mean, we can get that we can get that fucking house on Mars one of these days, man.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's say Elon comes up to you and he goes, "Listen, man, we're going to give you $14 million per year. You're going to go to Mars. Are you going to go?"
No.
Okay, why?
Because what can I do with my $14 million on Mars?
Send it home to me.
Yeah, count me down.
Okay, we're back on track. We're here. We're here. We'll be nice. We'll be nice now. We'll stop being naughty. We had to cut off a shitload of the podcast because we got way off track. So we had to cut off a lot of this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about
NBA,
people-
dude. Let's talk about the NBA basketball.
Let's talk about the NBA,
Adam
dude.
Silver. Let's go, bald guy. Right? Let's do it.
Dude, so I can't believe what's happening with the Nets. First off,
I can.
you can.
I believed in the Bucks from day one. I'm a Buccaneer. Okay. I love no.
But it's like dude, they give up. They lose by like 40 in game 2.
Yeah.
And it's everyone's like just writing it away. I looked at the line. It was like minus 200 Nets for like a game 3.
Yeah.
And then Harden tweaks his hammy. Kyrie gets a little injured, and KD can't do it himself. And man, if you start hearing chants, and I'm watching the game, you hear chants of Bucks in 6, like they're gonna just go win the next 4.
Man, listen. I'm telling you, I like the Bucks. Number one, I have been a Bucks guy for a minute. That's real. I used to go to their games as kids. They're a good team. I just think that everyone hears the word Bucks and they're like, "Oh, that's really stupid," and then they immediately like think that they're shit. Because is the name the Milwaukee Bucks? Like, there are no Bucks in Milwaukee. That shit's in northern Wisconsin. We all know this.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a dumb name, but
Well, it's
whatever.
like the Spurs, right? Like the Spurs had Tim Duncan, but it's like, there's no real star power. Like, you're going to have guys, like, you're going to be like, wow, Giannis put up 36 points, but you're going to be like stunned how Giannis. He's not like Blake Griffin, who will put up 12 points, but will put 3 dudes on ESPN top 10.
Right, for sure. Right.
That's the thing. So when the Spurs, beat LeBron, everyone's like, how'd the Spurs do it? It's, a microcosm of how the Bucks are going to beat the Nets.
Yeah.
Which is just like lockdown D.
And passing the ball, having more than 2 players on the court that can be useful. I mean, legitimately, the Lakers, the way that they're fucking lined up is you've got a couple of dudes who can fucking play, and then a bunch of dudes who can assist those couple of dudes. And so, like, your whole defense on another team can be, okay, LeBron's getting the ball, or before Kobe, Kobe's gonna get the ball and probably shoot from the fucking 3. Like, that's just probably what's gonna happen. We all know.
It's simplified, obviously, but it just goes to show that, like, the Nets, who at the beginning of the season were like the Monstars from Looney Tunes, right? Like Space Jam. And you're like, how is anyone going to beat them? And it's like, oh, it just turns out 2 injuries.
Yeah, turns out, get rid of 2 players, and the whole system comes crashing down. Kind of like the Soviet Union. I'm kidding. We're not going to go off track. No, I'm kidding.
But, Harden to get like 10 free throws a game.
I didn't. All that was cut off. What would you say?
When you have like James Harden, who's like guaranteed to make 10 free throws a game.
For real, yeah.
Just because he's getting to the line, he's putting other players in foul trouble. Like, those are intangibles. Like, you come into the fourth quarter and, someone's got 4 fouls and you're like, oh my gosh, versus now you're in the fourth quarter in game 3 and you've only got 2.
Well,
you can play like way tougher. Like, you can be way riskier in the moments at the end.
Well, there's that. Well, that reminds me of like when I used to play football back in the day. Where our quarterback, he used to do this dirty little trick where he would fucking run the ball and he would go out of bounds, and then he would the fucking second his foot stepped out of the bounds, he would stand up straight, stop moving entirely, and then like the whole defense would come crashing into him, and we would always get a late hit every fucking time. Every fucking time we would get a 10-yard penalty for that. And so it was almost like. We were almost so like he would do shit like that was like not. It's that factor of the game where like no one else is thinking about that, but he's thinking about doing that. Like he's like, I could probably get 10 yards, and just fucking got 10 yards. Like the only way I can think of getting 10 yards is to physically run it 10 yards. And he's like, let me step out of bounds and stop.
Yeah, it's like, let me just get crushed.
Yeah, but he was so fucking resilient though. He was a tough kid. He broke both his collarbones at one point, but he was a tough kid. He's really good.
Yeah, it's like the JV basketball player that the coach loved was the kid that took the charge.
Yep.
It was the kid that took the charge and could just shut down like the most offensive player on the other team.
Okay, it's always the tall, big kid who is going to dunk on you, so you just go set a pick right in front of him and just fucking get clapped. And it's immediate shots. Immediate 3 shots for that, man. Because you're in foul trouble so quick after a couple of those. Then your big guy is fucking fouled out after the first, and it's like, well, now what? Shit.
Oh, and it's high school too. You don't really have like the mental or at times the emotional capacity to not immediately get into foul trouble in the
Right.
next 2 minutes.
Right. For sure.
He's gonna want to go after that guy again.
Right. I mean, it's almost like a game.
Charge once, he'll never hit you with charge.
It's so true.
Your team's in the bonus in the first quarter.
Dude, do you remember when we were kids and we went to
all sorts of basketball tournaments.
Wauwatosa?
Everyone was playing basketball at one point.
Yeah, Wauwatosa. When we had the basketball, I don't know. I know you and I physically weren't playing. We were going to watch our cousins play.
Just sat in the high res.
And we just hung out, and there was this pool, guys, and we go into the hot tub, and we're like, okay, let's see if we can go outside, and then, we'll come back into the hot tub. Go outside, and apparently the goddamn door locks behind you, and you can't go back into the pool. So here's our frozen asses running around outside in January of Wisconsin. I mean, it's fucking -4 outside. Running through the front to get through the lobby to get back into the pool. Oh my god, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, we're children, right? Like we didn't come prepared. It's not
13.
Like we probably didn't even have a towel.
No, literally 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah, we didn't even bring a towel.
No, we were stupid. Yeah, we're outside at -6 and wet as shit.
Yeah, well, I also wasn't confident we were supposed to be there too. Like, how like when you go to the Dells or like Kalahari or whatever in the winter months, and like the outside part's closed. Like, it's just an exit. Like, we just went through the exit. Like, I'm pretty confident that's what happened.
That's some shit. You take some. It's like when I was in there's a hotel that I still am not allowed to go to because me and some teammates were running with the it wasn't basketball, but we were running with the luggage cart, and we were racing them down the hall, and then someone eventually shoved one of the carts down the stairs. And it fucking tumbled, and then it slammed into the drywall, and smashed up the drywall. There's shit everywhere, and all of us from that team are banned from ever going back to that Holiday Inn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. So easy cash this week.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Professional Fighters League.
Yeah, the PFL.
We keep this should be a PFL show at the end of the day, because we should just do 10 minutes each week about very easy PFLWs, because last week we're keeping Clay Collard one. He won a split, so it was a workman-like decision, but I mean we had a good feeling about Clarissa Shields.
Right.
We had a good feeling about Clay Collard. They both won. But this week, man, I've got 4 right here. Rory McDonald's gonna style on Gleason Deval. He's gonna do whatever he wants. Box him up, take him down, do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He's just at a different level. Ferreira is going to take out Chris Camozzi. Ferreira is a jiu-jitsu specialist, and Camozzi struggles with grapplers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this UFC series where Camozzi fought Jacare Souza a few times. It would always be on short notice, and he would always get armbarred. And it would just be like, oh, Camozzi steps in on late notice, and he'd get armbarred.
Damn.
But and then we've got Magomed Karamov, who's, as the name suggests, Russian grappler.
Yeah.
He's taking on Curtis Millender, who was a high school wrestler. So it's not gonna
go well. Yeah.
Not gonna go well for Curtis.
So that's not gonna end well for him. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
The most confusing one, I think it's when they do these kind of tournaments. It's luck of the draw sometimes. So you get Alexei Kunchenko, who has a record of 20 wins, 2 losses. He's fighting a guy who has 8 wins and 5 losses.
For everyone who just heard that odd sound, that was me adjusting my microphone. Apologize for that. Anyway, back to you.
But total mismatch in the Kunchenko fight. So I mean, you could probably, I don't know what the odds are right now because I'm an awful host and don't really do my homework here. But
hey man,
Rory Ferreira,
this show,
Magomedov, and Magomed Karamov, and Kunchenko. That's easy cash.
This show isn't on ESPN Plus. Okay, you guys aren't paying for this shit. Shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, download it anyway, because it'd be nice of you. I don't know. Please stay with us. Please don't go. We need attention. That's how we survive. Please. I'm a conceited actor, comedian. I need attention.
Yeah, and I'm just the ramblings of a misunderstood genius over here.
I wouldn't say misunderstood. I understand you completely. I understand every fucking word you say.
It's so crazy. Like last week, so
225 downloads
the one that I
today.
felt the best on was calling Clay Collard to box Anthony Pettis up, and then Pettis had a 4-week turnaround, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sick. I'm not going to make the weight." I'm like, "You might just have post-concussion syndrome."
I mean,
Like,
yeah, seriously, because
he
yeah.
got dropped 4 times, and then he went back to the gym.
Oh, for
get back
sure.
into shape.
For sure, dude.
Get into shape, and dude. And then Doom falls out too, and Doom got knocked out in his last fight, and then they give him a 5-week, 6-week turnaround. He falls out, and he cites illness, and it's like, yeah, I mean, these guys have brain injuries. Like, the professional fighters like this is why we can turn this away from the PFL, because I like what the PFL is trying to do and make this more about like the Olympics, which is coming up, right?
Right.
Like,
hold up.
You would never see a successful
before
Olympics.
we get started. This is these next Olympics? Is this Tokyo, or is this are we skipping Tokyo?
This should be Tokyo.
So is that 2021 that's happening this year?
Yeah.
And then 2022 is where?
Not sure.
Holy shit, I didn't know it was officially happening. I was so worried that it was going to get canceled, dude.
There is a small I don't want to even say small, but there's definitely a resistance to it, because there are parts of the world where COVID's just still ravaging. And I know Osaka, I believe, is the city that has like a bad COVID spike right now, so they don't want a ton of international travel, as you can imagine.
I see.
But to get back on track.
Oh, it's 100% on for 2021, dude.
Cool.
And let me, just before we get going, I just want to say 2022 is back in Beijing, like it was in 08. So I actually don't know how that happened. How the fuck do you get it in 08 and then also in 2022?
Probably because they still have the stadiums there.
Yeah, but like, don't they also have like the Uyghur genocide going on there? Shouldn't we kind of be like, maybe don't host the games in a genocidal country?
Yeah,
like,
we should address that.
I mean, we're gonna look at this like we do when we go look back at Hitler's Olympics in 38 or 30, 35, 36, whenever the fuck it was. Hitler's Olympics.
Where they're blacking out events during track and field.
Yeah. It's so anyway.
But yeah, so like everyone wants like, oh, they have wrestling in the Olympics, or they had wrestling, they have karate, they have taekwondo, they have all this. Like, why can't we have MMA? And really, at the end of the day, it's because it's too hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's genuinely, they've had MMA tournaments in the past. They'll continue to do them, but at the Olympic level, like, you will get absolute messes.
You're gonna see video games at the Olympic level before you see MMA at the Olympic level.
You'll get a guy who got poked in the eye, couldn't continue, has a DQ from the first round, just jump his way into the championship match because he's the only person left standing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, it's...
Yo, do you want to know what our new listener rate is? Because it's actually totally changed up from when last time we addressed our audience from their different countries.
Oh, wow, what's up?
Okay, so we still have the majority of listeners in the United States here. Las Vegas, New York, Atlantic City, Seattle.
You can count on the base.
Just kind of some big LA, obviously. And then the United Kingdom is right behind, like, close. The UK, you guys are fucking listening. I don't know what we said that got you so interested, but welcome aboard. Then the Canadians, shortly behind the Kingdom.
I know, they're just waiting for us to talk about hockey.
And then guess what's next? The fucking Russians. No, the Russians, dude. And then after the Russians is UAE.
Yes.
Then Brazil, Australia, Spain, Japan, Ireland, Mexico. What's up, everyone? That's all I can see. Everyone from all around we have literally all around the world. We have listeners right now. That is really cool.
That's cool.
What's up, everyone?
Diversity of opinions here.
Yo, that's so neat. I'm looking at the map right now, and it's almost all lit up with downloads. It's almost all lit up. We have almost all corners of the world is poked by us right now. That's a little scary to think about.
People love easy cash.
Guys, you guys want to know what?
Loves fighting.
We love you, and I love bullshitting. So I really, this is fun.
Well, it's so funny. I remember I was talking to a member of the family about when ESPN bought the broadcasting rights of the UFC. And I
Right,
was like,
yeah.
you might want to get into Disney because Disney is going to bundle this, and I
Dude,
called it
you
before it even
called it
happened.
on Christmas.
Yeah,
I was
called
there.
It before it was going to happen. Yeah,
Yes.
that was like, dude, they're going to bundle this with Hulu, they're going to bundle it with Disney Plus, and they're going to
Yeah.
bundle ESPN together. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it. And then
it was done.
Sure enough.
Yep. And then NBC copied their idea and made Peacock, and NBC Universal put together, so you can get like the TV and Peacock put together, and
What are you hyped about the Olympics?
Dude, here's the deal with the Olympics, man. They're not what they fucking used to be or should be. The Olympics are kind of bought and paid for, and they're kind of just an advertisement for the host country.
Well, yeah, we know that.
We don't know that. That's the thing. Most people do not see it that way. Most people every year, most people don't. The majority of people that I talk to legitimately believe in the spirit of the United States, and
I'm off base.
All athletes are just the best that we have, and it's like that's not at all what's going on. That is not the Olympics at all. It's not our best at all. If you guys want to go check out a dope documentary, and you'll also cry, it's called Athlete A. That documentary will murder your hopes and dreams. And it's about the Olympic team and how they chose the Olympic team, and it's because the women who didn't complain about being raped were the ones who made the team.
Yeah.
So it's not what you think.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much money involved. I mean, let's call the Olympics what it is. Like, if the Olympics didn't have a 2,000+ year history,
never would happen.
Exist.
No, if someone introduced it today, hey, we're going to send all our best athletes to a World Games, 3 people would go. It would be just NATO allies. Yeah, no one would care. It would be like the X Games, but less.
I bet the weightlifting community would show up.
Well, they always show up because those guys.
They would show up and wave the flag, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And you want to know what? That wouldn't be the worst. If, like, the world weightlifting competition, and I get to see, like, the broodiest Germans, the broodiest Americans, Canadian loggers, they just go together and they're fucking chopping wood and shit and pulling tires, I would watch.
Well, I think there's this guy, and I know next to nothing about weightlifting.
Same.
But I'm going to tune in just because this is like a Herculean if he can do it. But 500 kilogram between his his snatch and his clean, which is like insane to like just throw 500 kilograms over your head like a Hulk like that. It's like, and apparently no one's even close to him. But I think he's an Iranian guy.
Damn, dude. Damn.
But
well, dude, I mean, shit, those people from... I feel like once we open up more of the international world to the Middle East, we're going to see a bunch of strong fucking people coming out of there. Those dudes are strong as shit, especially once the conditions... Because it's rapidly growing. Their conditions are getting better in the Middle East. They really are. There's peace agreements going on everywhere. Once the shit gets, like, civilized and they have, like, weight rooms to go to and they get creatine and shit, man, we are fucked. We are, man. We are. When Iraq gets back on its feet and they send their top athletes who are just fucking... I mean, they'll probably be able to crush some of our weightlifters. They're fucking strong, dude. They're strong people. That's a super unpopular opinion because everyone in America is like, fuck them. But
is there any event that's kind of obscure that you never see? That you get to see at the Olympics that you're always kind of secretly hyped for?
Oh, dude, first of all, oh my god. First of all, I really fucking love, because I never watch track races on TV unless it's the Olympics. I love watching the sprints. I think it's dope as shit. The hurdles, the javelins, that type of shit. The throwing that thing, discus and the ball, the whatever. What's that?
Yeah.
What's this?
Shot
put. There it is. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
You know
but
what?
The Winter Olympics,
I will mark the calendar.
Swimming.
Put it in my phone.
Swimming.
No, the all-around gymnastics.
Oh, dude, dude.
Sick.
When Simone Biles comes out and she just fucking does her Lutz.
Well, the drama. There's so much drama, dude, between the events, and you've got the commentary, and the commentators are so, like, expertly tuned. They know, like, this is a good event. She could possibly get a perfect score on the,
and it's, dude, you know what it is?
Horse.
It's this. Do you want to know who does gymnastics, it's golf announcers. It's the same
Oh,
people.
no way.
It's the same. It's got to be. Who else is like, okay, coming up here in the fourth, we've got a real sticky situation. Has not been landing this in the past. It's the same thing. That's the same thing as we're on hole 18. He's on the green. We have one putt to go. Like that. That's what I'm hearing the whole time. Kind of like Olympic ice skating, with like the figure skaters.
So much drama behind it, and
Yeah.
everyone's just they're experts at the craft.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, watching that, I want to know who came up with the pommel horse.
The what?
The pommel horse, the thing. It's that cylinder with the two handles on top, and you swing all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, who came up with that?
You know what? Let me Google it. Let me be Jamie for us. I'll be our Jamie. Okay.
Because that is a very cruel event. I don't really understand.
What
I understand.
What did you say it was called?
Over it.
What was
Pommel
it?
horse.
Pommel horse. That's a fucking stupid word.
I understand the one where they like vault over it. I forget which one that is. What's that called? But
Okay, so
yeah.
the
What else?
invention-
Trampoline, dude. Trampoline. I get excited about that. I don't understand how. My thing is, how do you understand what your routine is? Like, I'm sure when you're a professional trampolinist, but it's like, how would you remember? Like, okay, I'm gonna do a 3.5 and a twist, and then like a 5.5 and a twist, and I'm gonna do this giant.
So
ellipses.
it was invented in 1795 and inducted into the Olympic Games in 1948.
Okay.
And that was, so it looks like it was, 19, so it's not that old, actually, kind of new. So it looks like it was invented by Alexander the Great and his Macedonians.
Oh, okay. So yeah, real clear-cut history here.
Yeah, so that's apparently, it wasn't really built into gymnastics until, it says, in the early 19th century when John there's no last name, it's just John, regarded as the father of gymnastics, was alive. And there were 3 different kinds of horses, and now there's only one type of horse. So they used to actually have like a literal fucking fake horse with a leather thing on it that people would fucking loop around and shit on.
Wow, that makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, it used to be an actual horse. And so, like, but how funny would that look if someone's on a real horse and they're fucking flipping around and doing all sorts of stupid shit? Like, what? Like, I'm glad they got rid of the horse look. That looks so stupid.
The wackiest things on horses. Like, who is that sharpshooting woman who is like could shoot backwards on a horse?
Oh yeah, dude.
Where they just got
whatever. I can't think of her fucking name.
What are they doing? It's like, man, if they had basketball back then, they'd be doing half court shot contests off horses.
There's all sorts of things that make no sense. Like there's also like a triathlon, you bike, run, and swim, and then a biathlon, you fucking ski and shoot guns. Like, what are you talking about? Where did this come from? Why is the biathlon so much different than the triathlon? Is there just a unathlon or something?
I respect it so much because those guys don't miss, but that's got to be like such a confusing calling in life.
Well, I just don't understand who the fuck made that. Like, okay, everyone who hunts for a living in the woods, you have an Olympic sport now. Come on out. And then like all the grizzly Alaskan men come on out. They're like, let's fucking go. It's our time. And they got like spittoons by the shooter.
Well, I mean, when you have events like that, especially with like trampoline and kind of like ping pong, badminton, for example, badminton's low-key dope. But like, it just goes to show how people can easily get addicted to things.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Like, it's, man, that's so wild. But it was cool. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I used to work at an indoor pool that doubled as like a national, indoor conference tournament.
Oh, nice.
So there were always like amateur swimming competitions being held, but one year they had Missy Franklin come in, and she was like the phenom of I think 2012. Yeah, it must have been 2012 that year. Yeah, London. And she could swim as fast as I could walk, like down the pool. And then when that was happening, about a month later, they had the fencers come in, and they were using a quarter of the gym to fence. And I remember taking my breaks to watch the fencers practice.
Dude,
that was dope. That was
shout
so
out
cool.
Alan Ellis. He listens to this. That dude taught me fencing when we were in college. I show up in the gym and there's just dudes fucking ching 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 ching, ching, like just fucking sorting it out. Crazy shit, man. And then they
Yeah,
fucking
right.
stab each other.
It's so funny. It reminds me of like you ever like watch a video game and someone hands you a controller
Yeah.
and you're like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And you're like, "No, I just want to watch."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This looks too difficult for me, thanks, but this looks fun for you, so I'm really interested in that part. Yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. Fucking, we should talk about the PFL for another minute. Is the PFL gonna get like bigger than it is now? Do you think, or do you think it's peaked?
I think it's getting big. This is by far the most intriguing season. So this is I think this is their third season. It could be their fourth season. I wouldn't be surprised if it was their fourth. But by far this is the most intriguing. They have the most superstars. I'm recognizing like a ton of people. Like I remember last year if we did the show when you were talking about PFL, I would maybe pull one guy out of a crowd that was in like the prelims on the UFC. I mean, Rory McDonald is probably in the UFC Hall of Fame for his fight with Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
And he's in the PFL. And PFL is owned by ESPN. You know, if we want to really tie a bow on this, Mickey Mouse loves fighting.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse does love fighting.
Mickey Mouse loves fighting.
Mickey Mouse loves cocaine, he likes fighting, and he does not like the Christians. He pretends he does, but he doesn't.
He also likes Fast and Furious.
He loves Fast and Furious. Man, Vin Diesel. I think Vin Diesel and Mickey Mouse have some backdoor action going on. This is some bullshit.
Did you see the rumors? And I pray to God it's real. I hope it's real because it would be peak capitalism.
Tell me.
The crossover event that we've all wanted.
What?
Fast and Furious.
Yep.
Jurassic Park.
I didn't know I wanted it, but now I kind of do.
I need it.
You know, like I would be cool with it. I would see it. I would see it. I would pay the ticket. I'd go.
I don't even know how it would work. Does the car drive on the dinosaur? Is the dinosaur even big enough?
Yo, we gotta pause real quick.
Chase sequences?
We gotta pause real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, back. Had to take care of some shit, but we're good now. We're good. We're here. We're back.
We're here to promote Disney stock prices.
We're here to talk about Mickey
episode.
Mouse and how he just loves brutalizing families on TV. What if Mickey Mouse, what if someone comes up to Mickey Mouse in the car? You know, people are losing their minds left and right? The next weird scenario that happens is some guy just beats the fuck out of Mickey Mouse in Disneyland. He's like, PFL, bitch. That's not, I don't know. I'm just ranting here at this point.
Oh, yeah. Like, mascot beatdowns are always kind of, you know, there's a part of you that can laugh.
No, Ace Ventura nailed it, too. I mean, that was the thing.
Dude, there was the worst one ever. Was they had Deontay Wilder punch the mascot of some basketball team, and Deontay flat out leveled him, knocked him out cold. I thought that they were gonna do a fun, but you can see the the mascot face squench in through his face, and the guy's just out cold. And oh man,
oh my god, that's so funny. Just fucking assault this guy.
Well, also in retrospect of Deontay Wilder's career, you know, it's just funny that the bronze
this guy gets
bomber.
paid fucking $7.25 an hour to wear this hot costume, and he just gets his ass kicked for no fucking reason.
You're gonna meet the heavyweight champion of the world. Just getting slapped. God, I wonder what the insurance was on that. That must have been a nightmare for all of ESPN's PR.
Oh, you know, because it was fucking filmed everything, and just you could go to trial. It was Exhibit A. Here's the film.
You can't get away with it.
No.
We're on every camera.
No.
Oh my gosh,
dude, what else have we haven't covered the NHL yet? We can definitely talk about that.
Yeah, you love that stuff.
I do. So fucking game 1 of the Canadiens versus the Knights here in Las Vegas, dude. The Canadiens haven't played in front of a crowd in almost, if not over a year. Definitely over a year. And today, or last night, they came into a full fucking house, unrestricted house at Vegas, and played against one of the loudest teams that there is. And, they lost promptly thereafter. But Caulfield got a goal. You know, he's a Wisconsin guy. We all loved. He played for Wisconsin. That was cool. Otherwise, dude, Vegas is looking fucking good, man. Vegas is looking good. The Islanders and Tampa are playing. Tampa doesn't look so hot. It'll probably be like the Knights and Islanders, and at that point, who the fuck knows who will win that? But damn, dude, you should definitely watch more NHL.
So is it the quarterfinals? Is that what we're in?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
There's 4 teams left right now.
Yeah, I mean, playoff sports, it's the best.
It's the fucking greatest, dude. God damn, is it the greatest? Game 1 was so it'll be fun, dude. It'll be good. It'll be good to see who wins this bitch.
The
Because
thing that I always love about playoff like sports, especially ones that I don't follow, is when I get to see all these lines. Like for the Super Bowl, it's like first touchdown. Like I wonder how many people really like put money on Rob Gronkowski for first touchdown, and then what that group hug looked like in the living room between the guys that bet Rob Gronkowski first touchdown.
you know that's such a guess too. You know God, that's such a fucking wild guess.
Well, they hold those lines for a reason. You know, people are putting money on it.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, like who is like I'm sure there's lines right now for NHL MVP.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Why am I yawning? So you got me up so fucking early this morning.
Yes, yeah, it definitely is an earlier podcast for us.
I usually wake up at like 9 a.m. Paul got me up at fucking 6. God. I've been up at 6 since fucking high school, dude. Anyway. Yeah, dude. So the NHL, it's fucking good. If you aren't watching the NHL, you are wrong. It is one of the most fun times you can have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add. I wish I did.
Yeah,
I don't know the players. I can talk abstractly.
Maybe one day you'll get on board with all the cool kids.
Yeah. There's not enough time in the day. I can only do so many things.
Well, yeah, you're right. I cover the shit you don't cover, so whatever, that works.
Yeah, right. We can. Yeah, I mean, I've got one other thing on my agenda.
Yes.
The UFC's got an early showing this weekend. Let's see how early.
Oh, the Korean Zombie versus fucking.
Yeah,
who's
so
he fighting?
So it'd be 6:00 Central. But yeah, the main card not the best. The odds are pretty rough. You know, Chang Sung Jung, Dan Ige at -110. That's probably what it should be. It's really hard to look good against Ige. Ige has 3 losses, but I mean, all of those are like down and out fights. Like all of those are just slobber knockers. And then, fan favorite Tim Means, he's fighting Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts, and that I'm staying so far away from that. That -200 on Tim Means is so scary. That's terrifying.
Dude.
And then Marlon Cheeto Vera, the O'Malley killer, he's at -250 right now, but. Those are lines you gotta stay away from. But it's gonna be funny because I'll tell you to go on PFL and bet a -400, but those guys should be -400. Like that's the thing. Like Tim Means realistically should be like -140, not -200 and growing.
Dude,
so
you know what? I'm still looking forward to this Dustin Poirier versus McGregor fight here at UFC 264.
Dude, that's the fight, man. This is an excellent card.
Dude, it's at T-Mobile here in Las Vegas. It's at 7 p.m. my time. It's perfect prime time for me. It's a little late for you, but it's perfect for me. God damn, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, just having Wonder Boy versus Gilbert Burns in a welterweight fight that no one really knows what's going to happen. Because Gilbert, that guy throws heat. And you got Wonder Boy, who has made a career off just styling on dudes.
Oh, for sure.
So, and then you've got hotshots like Ilya Taporia. That dude's 10-0, and that guy just throws bricks. I mean, he's got a body shot TKO in his last fight. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a good one. Tai Tuivasa versus everyone's favorite Greg Hardy.
Dude,
favorite Carlos Condit. Oh my God, Nico Price versus Michelle Pereira. That's the people's main event.
That's the people's main event.
That's the people's main event. Oh, and my forecasted Sean Brady murder of Kevin Lee. That's gonna happen. Murder is a strong word, but I've been burned on Kevin Lee bets so many times.
Man, I'm just going through all of these, like the early prelims on the main card, all that other shit. Some of these people, I don't even fucking know who they are. Like, were they just one and dones, or who are some of these people?
Some of them are one and dones. A lot of them are just kind of growing. Like Trevin Giles, for example. He has a win over. Oh my gosh, he's a coach right now. I'm losing it. But Trevin Giles, he's been on like pay-per-views before in the past. James Krause, that's who he has a win over. But yeah, you have to make cap space for the guys at the top. Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you got to pay them somehow.
Yeah, I guess.
I wonder, but that's International Fight Week, so I wonder if they're going to do cards beforehand. Usually they do. Sometimes they don't.
Sean O'Malley, dude, fuck that guy. And his hair is just, I can't take him seriously. He's good. He's fucking good. Don't get me wrong. He's fucking good. I just can't take him seriously with that hair.
I do think it's kind of funny that he's come out and he's been like, I think it would be an honor to train with the Paul brothers in boxing. You're like, okay. You're like, who's the professional here? Like it. But he did combine that with saying that he like appreciates their media and he appreciates what they're doing with boxing. So I guess I respect that too, because O'Malley's just trying to do the same thing but at a professional level.
Yeah. Like
he's got a podcast, he's got his own vlog, he's got his own social media, this, that, and the other that he's trying to create. So I guess I'm just jealous at the end of the day.
I'm just jealous of the exposure at the end of the day, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just living vicariously through O'Malley.
That's okay. Sometimes we have to do that as long as you don't live through your kids.
Oh my gosh. The week after that McGregor-Poirier fight is probably a fight I'm even more excited about.
Why?
Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah, why are you more excited about that? I'm not more excited about that than fucking.
Well, I wouldn't say more
McGregor.
excited, but that's like a super intriguing fight because Yair comes out once every few years and wins in like devastating ways.
Yeah.
And then Max Holloway could just put like an absolute beating on him.
Yeah. I mean, don't doubt Rodriguez either, though. That dude can fucking fight.
I mean, the dude, that back elbow on Korean Zombie with 1 second left. I mean, how do you bet against that guy?
You're right.
But yeah, and then I guess the only fight that we haven't touched on of the card that's actually coming up this week is the Sergey Spivak fight versus Oleinik, and Spivak should win that.
Yeah, Spivak should definitely win that. We did bring it up because it's really not even worth talking about, to be frankly. I mean,
well, yeah,
we know who's going to win.
I remember thinking for a long time that Spivak might be one of like the worst contenders in the UFC because he goes out and he gets absolutely demolished by Walt Harris in 50 seconds. And then I remember seeing his fundamentals, the hands are up. It wasn't really there. And then he beats Tai Tuivasa, loses to Tybura, but it turns out Tybura is the man right now. Like Tybura's on a crazy win streak.
Damn.
But yeah, he's shown improvement, and if we've learned anything, I mean, Moreno got cut from the UFC. Jan Blachowicz started his career at like 2-4. Like people are improving, and there's definitely plenty of examples of guys that have shown like remarkable improvement.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's hard. It used to be like I remember a few years ago that you could just kind of put a pin on guys and they wouldn't really grow. They wouldn't really.
You can't do that shit anymore, man.
Like there were certain like caricatures of guys, right? Like this guy's a striker. He's always going to be a striker.
Yeah, not anymore.
Nope.
Dude, yeah, I think more people are realizing too that jiu-jitsu it's going to be your main fighting. It's your main fucking martial art, jiu-jitsu. We've put them all together. We've seen what works. We've seen what doesn't, and we've seen people who are jiu-jitsu black belts, generally speaking, do better than like let's say taekwondo or fucking kung fu or something. I think we're all pretty much aware.
It's not the glory days when guys were bringing T-shirts that said like "Jiu-Jitsu doesn't work" or like
it's definitely not.
I remember Justin Ledet wore a T-shirt that says "I'd rather be boxing" and stuff like that.
And then how'd that go for him?
Oh, Ledette's career is so funny because he's an amateur boxer, right? But he had a really good sneaky jiu-jitsu game. So he comes in and he starts telling all these guys, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna box their faces off, I'm not gonna do it, and then wins his first 2 fights by submission.
Yep.
Wins his first 2 fights by like front headlock.
But yeah, straight on jiu-jitsu like mentality. Yeah. Yeah, that
It's
no.
like
Being a troll has its place, dude.
Oh, dude, Rory McDonald fights this weekend, and he is a legend, an absolute legend for what he did to Paul Daly. So he comes out, he gets a sponsorship with Everlast, big boxing company, right? And because he's with PFL, they can do sponsors.
Yeah.
So he scores the Everlast in sponsorship. He comes out with this new line of boxing gloves. Paul Daly's a striker. Right, so you're thinking like, oh wow, he's gonna box this.
Right.
Rory comes out for the first time in his career in boxing shorts, like those big, goofy
old
boxing
fucking
shorts.
yeah.
So you're watching this, you're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be crazy. Gives Paul Daly the wrestling clinic of a lifetime. In those big goofy basketball shorts, like those big goofy boxing shorts.
Legit question here. So if you're like, let's say you're Jake Paul or Logan Paul, and you're coming up on the Mayweather fight, he's got those big fucking pants. Are you training with that pair, or do you have like a pair that's similar at least to like train with it on, or are you like still training in sweats, and then the day of you just happen to have this fucking belt around your waist?
Yeah, so obviously the day of you have your uniform, like you're not running around in your like fuzzy, shoes and stuff.
No.
But,
I mean just the shorts. Just the shorts.
Oh, those are new shorts, yeah, with the sponsor on them.
Okay, so they're both wearing brand new shorts when they're in that fight.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know if
I would be.
That would be tough because, like, if it's your abdomen that's like this fucking thick ass belt, and then you got like these bulky shorts on, I'd want to practice in some of that shit.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, at the higher levels, guys have it from their old fight kits and stuff. Like, I know Connor always has pictures of him training in his, like, Reebok fight gear and stuff.
Yeah, and the stolen fucking belt. I can't get over it.
Tyron never came back for it.
I cannot get over it, how
so
bullshit that is. I just think I think so less of him for that. I really do. I think less of him.
It's hilarious because it was juxtaposed with Demetrius Johnson, like, trying to get 10 belts.
I know.
Like, they just shortchanged Demetrius, or they just kept giving him the same belt.
That's so. It's but like, it's funny, but it's not, because Dana fucking drops hands of $1 million hands at the fucking casino, and you can't get his guys the fucking belts on. It's like, what the fuck kind of organization is this? Run your shit, because you can run it better than this. You're choosing not to.
I don't know the dollar amount, so I can't really speculate, but I do know that the belt that is given to the champs right now, the one with like the dinner plate on the front, that one is apparently markedly more expensive than the old belt.
Which is, I mean, give me a number, because if it's less than $1 million, I don't want to hear it. Because literally, Dana spends $1 million on a fucking hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not $1 million belt, but I mean, who even knows what that actual real belt is? I know they can sell the replicas for like $1,000, those little plastic ones.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. The UFC has the money.
Well, Israel Adesanya has like he's got like 4 rubies in his belt right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how I feel
that's
about
a good idea. The rubies in the belt, I like that. That's a good idea. Not giving like 5 belts to someone, just put the rubies in it. That's a good idea. Like it really is. Conor McGregor taking someone's belt, taking it home, and then never giving it back to him, knowing good and goddamn well he didn't earn that belt. That drives me crazy. I mean,
I feel bad for Woodley, but at the same time, what was the UFC brass doing not having another belt there for Conor? Well, like, they should have had that second belt spit shined and ready for him.
No, they should have, but because they didn't. That's not Woodley's fault, and it's not. But what is McGregor's fault is still having that and not returning it, and he knows who it belongs to. He literally just has stolen property, and he's proud of it for some reason. It's weird. It's really fucking weird.
I wonder if Conor even knows. Like, I wonder if Conor's self-aware enough to even know that's like.
I guarantee you he knows. He's not that dumb.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if he found out like weeks later and then just kind of laughed it off. I'm sure Woodley got mailed a belt, but it's so funny to me
As long as
that,
Woodley has his belt.
Woodley left the arena. Woodley left Madison Square Garden that night without a belt. Like, that's just so hilarious.
Unacceptable to me. I'd be fucking livid. I'd be raging pissed.
I'm sure that when he looked at the pay-per-view bonus that he got for that night, I'm sure he wasn't that upset.
Personally, I guess just because of the way that I am, I go for the achievement, not the cash prize. Like, the achievement of, like, for me, like, setting up this tour, going on a nationwide tour, that is the prize for me. Going on tour, seeing all the cities doing the shows. The money's cool, but I'm not in it for that. So, like, if I just won a belt in a UFC fight, a championship fight, and they were like, oh, Conrad needs it for a picture, so you don't get to take it home, go fuck yourselves.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. So, obviously, there's a lot of pride in it and everything, and Woodley did defend his belt to a draw with Morgan Boy. But it's interesting you kind of bring that up because there's this 4-part documentary on Showtime that just came out called Four Kings. And it details the boxing welterweight champions of the era: Duran, Roberto Duran, Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard. And those guys fought each other 8 times over the course of 9 years. And it goes and just kind of shows all of the guys in the different aspects of the game. Because Duran would just blood and guts pride. It was about the belt. It was about representing Panama. And he didn't really care about the money or anything like that. Where Sugar Ray Leonard was selling Dr. Pepper and Diet Cokes,
right?
Stuff like that. Just the golden boy and what he had to do versus the other guys. Where you had marvelous Marvin Hagler, who actually passed away somewhat recently.
We talked about it. Yeah.
Him legally changing his name to Marvelous just so the broadcasters would actually acknowledge his nickname.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for being, unfortunately, a minority in this country at that time.
Well, I think it also take all the cultural and stuff away from it, but just as an athlete, what you were saying, about the pride of having a belt, that was Duran. It was representing Panama and getting that belt. Whereas the other guys, it was more about boxing. It was more about self-pride. It was more about how you could leverage. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard retired and then unretired to fight Hagler.
Yeah. Well, that's
the whole dog and pony show.
But that brings back to my reason why I was like, is Ronda Rousey done? Because they unretire all the fucking time, these people,
Yeah, I would say she's definitely done. But man, it's why we love sport, because in a lot of ways, it's soap opera. It's that drama. It's just, man, at the highest levels, this stuff. Because the other thing, you have Duran. Nobody came back more than Duran. The guy was winning belts deep into his 40s. It's just so wild.
Sorry, I had to grab some stuff back there. Yeah, dude. No, it's fucking crazy. I'm just nervous that what's gonna happen is, well, first of all, this is a little off topic, but what I've been seeing in sports entirely is money moving away from the athletes and into the organizations. And I'm like, the UFC is nothing more prevalent than that to me than the UFC. I mean, in the NHL, I just got done raging with one of my friends because fucking they have advertisements on the helmets right now. And I mean, it's just slowly but surely inching its dirty little fingers into our fucking game. And I'm getting sick of it, man. I'm really sick of it. Not everything needs to be sponsored content. Not everything needs to be for fucking sale.
You got the guys on the UFC embedded videos, and they'll go to a baseball game, and they'll get a jersey with their last name on it, and their jersey will have a AT&T sticker on it.
Yeah.
Stuff, it's like, yeah, money is into sports. One thing that I do always play devil's advocate on, I forget who said it, I want to give them credit for it, but I forget. But it's as a promotion, if you're a fighter, if you're a sportsman, if you're anything, if you really don't speak English fluently, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So you want that banner You want that overhead, like of the, I don't know, the Houston Rockets, for example. If you came over from Europe and your English isn't that great, and
Yeah.
you're now playing for this team, like you want them to kind of protect you and insulate you
Oh
that
yeah.
way. And then the UFC is probably the best example of it too. Like they've got translators running up and down in and out of the ring
Which
for
is
their
good
guys.
though. Which is good though. To be honest with you, it's
Mhm.
like yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
then
when
you
you
got
listen to
champions like Valentina who can speak 3 languages in one interview, which is like one of the wildest things I've ever
Right.
experienced live, to see different parts of the audience cheer as she's addressing people. But and
That's
then you
so
got
crazy.
Moreno who won his belt. He's just looking at the belt and talking, just stream of consciousness in 2 different languages, just from English to Spanish, and he can't even look at Joe or the microphone. He's just looking at the belt. He's just so I get it. You want to build the individual because you want them to have a career afterwards. But yeah, it's all to even go back to what my point earlier, man. It's just empires are what build things and push forward. So you need large entities
You do.
sometimes.
Yeah, no, you're 100%. Hey, that looped in so well. Look at that.
Look at
That looped in. And you
that.
want to know what? We're coming up on an hour and a half, so why don't we go ahead and wrap it up here quick?
Yeah, I would say we've got some PFL this week. Rory, Fajera, Magomedov, and Kunchenko.
And
Those are the guys.
we've got some NHL games coming up. Today is East Coast, tomorrow's West Coast, next day East Coast. It kind of goes back and forth. So whatever. If you know what, watch all the fucking games. It's really not a big deal. It's fun. It's fun. It's exciting. If you don't have access to the game, you can literally go to any bar, or I mean, I'm not advocating for it, but a fucking Google search will probably find you an illegal stream somewhere. It's fun to watch these games, man. Hockey games are so fucking fun.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got.
Is it Bucks in 6, Nets in 6, 7?
I'm going Bucks in 6.
I'm gonna say Bucks in 7.
Bucks in 6, man.
Bucks in 7.
I've got Bucks in 6, but you know what? Okay, here's the if you win, if it's Bucks in 7. All right. Well, first of all, if the Bucks lose, we both have to stop pretending that we care about basketball. And then cool. And then after that, if it's Bucks in 7, then I don't know what. I'll buy you a beer, and if it's Bucks in 6, you have to buy me a joint.
Sure. Yeah. Something. Watching. I mean, the Nets are probably gonna win.
If the Nets win, this is just all bet for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they're the Monstars from Space Jam. They're so hard to bet against.
Well, they've been not doing so fucking hot against the Bucks. I know Fear the Deer sounds kind of gay, but like it's
Yeah, it's I don't know. The Bucks, they make it on defense, man. And if you can't put the ball in the basket, you can't win.
Yeah, straight up.
Like, you can have the most lockdown defense of all time, but yeah, I mean, that's going to be the problem. In the same, vein that we say, like, oh, look at Harden, that he's injured. Look at Kyrie, he's injured. Like, what if Giannis gets injured?
My God, the Bucks are over if Giannis gets injured.
Yeah,
the Bucks are done. I don't even know how to say his last name, and I know that they'd be done without him.
Yeah, I mean,
can you say his last name?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Antetokounmpo. Yeah.
Antetokounmpo, right?
I mean, you're slurring the middle part. It's Greek.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Say it again.
But
say it again.
Anyways,
say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
We saw that in the last. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but Giannis he put too many minutes in. He just couldn't play towards the end of the series.
Yeah, well, you can only have so many shin splints and torn fucking muscle before you're torn. That dude
before
was
you're 28 years old, shot, retired.
Yeah, before you're Derrick Rose's left knee. You're.
God, how sad is that?
Yeah, for real, dude. For real.
Wasn't he an Olympian? I'm pretty sure he got a gold medal.
Derrick Rose?
Yeah.
Let me check, man.
He got a gold medal.
Let me check. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure he did. Did Derrick?
Because those are good feeling moments. Like guys that never really win medals. Like I'm sure Paul George was on that team too. Like that's always a good moment. You can say you're on Team USA.
See.
You've got the jersey at home. I'm sure that's nice.
I'm not actually seeing anything with him winning a
Oh
gold.
no, I'm just imagining this.
Let's
Derek Rose.
hold on here. Let's see who was on this team. This team was this was the 19 no 2000
2012.
2012 Olympic team. Is it so hard to ask for a motherfucking roster? Here we go. Tyson Chandler, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Jerron Williams, Andre Iguodala, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Love, James Harden, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I mean that is insane to think that anyone else in the world is going to beat them in a game of basketball.
Well, they went undefeated, so.
Yeah, that's just so insane. I mean, they even put Kevin Love on there for good measure.
Dude, just to fucking ensure that they kick ass.
Yeah, they're like, Kevin Love is just in good luck. Like, you just keep him on the bench for good luck, like, just in case you need him.
They call up the front office of the Timberwolves. Hey, listen, it's the United States. We need Kevin Love. We need him on the bench. We just need him here. We need him for locker room love.
He's like a lucky pair of boxers.
Barack calls him up. Hey, man, it's Barack. We need... Do you remember when Barack comes into the locker room with the men's... and he fucking... I don't remember whose hand he shakes first. But he, like, goes up, shakes his hand, and then, like, turns over to LeBron and just starts fucking, what's up? And just starts doing the whole clap. It's hilarious.
God, this team is so crazy. LeBron, Kevin Durant, earlier we were talking about Durantula today. Kobe, wow, James Harden on that team.
Yeah, dude, it's tough to think that Kobe's...
Good Carmelo with the Knicks.
How crazy is that Kobe Bryant is actually dead? Like, he's literally dead. That's weird, dude. It's so, like, it just doesn't seem... It just seems weird.
In, like, the most pedestrian way ever for him. Like, just traveling, like, after church on a Sunday.
You know, it's just, I just can't, and, you know, I'm upset with the fucking helicopter pilot because he's a VFR pilot and he knew that those conditions were not for him. I mean, I'm a VFR, I looked at the weather that day for him when he went up flying. I mean, the fucking cloud layer was so low. Like, that helicopter pilot had absolutely no business flying that day. You know, I don't know if it was because he's a pilot of Kobe Bryant and we had to get there or whatever. I don't know what it was. But he chose to fly on a day that he should not have flown. You can't fly every day of the week because you need to get somewhere. That's not how it works. Flights get canceled every day of the fucking week. You're not more important than the weather or whatever basketball game you need to get to. You're just not.
Let's end this on a better note.
Yeah.
How hilarious is it that the Olympic basketball team was coached by Coach K of Duke?
Oh, I know, dude. I know.
Of all the...
I know.
That tickles me so much.
I know. I mean, he's got 5 fucking Division I titles, dude. You know? I mean, that dude's the shit. I mean, yeah. Oh, my God.
Like, if you wanted a more apple pie, like, team, they're like, what do we do with these professional players that have nothing to do with college sports? Like, we'll just, like, have far superseded college sports. Like, yeah, just put Coach... What do you think Coach K does?
Right now? Or on this team?
Like, yeah, when he was the 2012 Olympic basketball team, like, did he draw up plays?
Fuck, do you think he drew up plays? No. He
like,
went, all right, guys, good luck, have fun. And then he sat back on the bench and let LeBron and Kevin Durant and fucking Kobe do their goddamn thing, man.
He wasn't, you know, orchestrating layup lines.
Man, LeBron is the only coach on every team he plays on. Let's be honest here. Hey, every team that he goes to gets to the fucking championships. Yeah, I mean, he's done it like 3 times in recent memory.
That was the weird thing when he was with the Heat. It was like, I think the guy's name was Eric Spoelstra, the coach.
Yeah.
And they're like, LeBron and the coach are like talking, bad-mouthing each other to the media, and they're like arguing on the sidelines over calling timeouts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
You know, sometimes you got to take a hit to make the play, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at the 2012 score, 113-59.
Yeah. No. I already rolled through it. It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. Oh. Here we go. I got you here. Let me save you for a little bit. So, the initial 20 finalists.
7:30.
The initial 20 finalists were announced in January 2012. So these are the 15 that I read you. In addition to the 15, there were Chris Bosch, who was out with an abdominal issue. LaMarcus Eldridge, who tore his meniscus.
Eldridge was amazing.
Derrick Rose with a torn ACL.
Oh no.
Chauncey Billups with a torn ACL. Dwayne Wade with a torn ACL. And center Dwight Howard, who had back surgery shortly before. So he was on the team, and then they literally, because you're only allowed to have 15, and then 5 of them just got fucked up. So they're like, okay, I guess we'll take these 15. That works.
Wow.
You know, no cuts, no hard feelings.
Yeah, right. Man, that's so crazy.
Yeah, dude.
What a wild honor that's got to be to like go and just do essentially charity.
Yeah, for real. No, you come home and you make just so much money. And then you go put on the Stars and Stripes and go play for the fuck of it and then win gold.
It's so funny when you listen to those Olympic athletes. You're like, so what was the best part? And they're like, oh, the Olympic Village. And you're like, what's so great about the Olympic Village? You're like, the food.
The food.
The food.
Yeah.
Like, man, from junior high to the Olympic level, like, I swear, a lot of athletes are very one-track minded.
Dude, do you want to hear the heights on all these people? The fucking height? 6'7", 6'10", 6 foot, 6'5", 6'9", 6'6", 6'6", 6'3", 6'3", 6'8", 6'10", 7'1". Not a motherfucker below 6 feet tall.
It's so crazy. I mean, 7'1" is so wild.
I've decided, by the way, that I'm 6 feet tall now.
You identify as 6
Yeah,
feet?
because I'm 5'11", so I've just chosen to be identifying as 6 feet. If I, like, right when I wake up in the morning, if I, like, stretch out really hard in the morning, I can make it to, like, 5'11" and 3/4, and then I just round up to 6 foot so that I can put it on my resume.
I don't, on your resume.
Yeah, because every
I
time
feel like you just have to go to the DMV.
Well, yeah, once I get my new license, I will, but, like, it's on there as 5'11" right now. But all I'm saying is that...
How funny is that, you know, you can have all the medical records you want, but you just go to the DMV and tell that like half interested employee that you're 6 feet tall.
Foot, no, okay, 6. Yeah, I didn't measure, but that looks.
You're not 6 feet tall. We'll buy state issued license.
And everyone's sitting down half the time too, so it's like you don't even know how fucking tall they are. They're sitting.
That's it.
Oh, Jesus. Well, the DMV is the pinnacle of American history. It's the American dream, and God willing, the DMV will persevere through, you know. Hopefully we have a DMV on the moon and Mars pretty soon. You know, get our moon license.
If you need change, you need an empire. And they're not holistically good, they're not holistically evil. They're somewhere in the middle.
They're just, they're Schrodinger's DMV. You know, it's Schrodinger's DMV.
Yeah, man, you can be 6 feet tall for the rest of your
life.
It
is not good, nor is it bad. We don't know till we observe it. Anyway, that's our going away message for some reason. Peace out, everyone.